stakes are unbelievably high here in Shanghai. WGL Summer 2019, the final match of the day, decision time. Chaemiko fighting for survival against 120, the biggest match of his career by far. The Korean, his biggest accomplishment in his Warcraft career was winning a weekly cup. And a fourth place at Seer Cup at the early stage of 2018. How much pressure must be on him right now?
That's the question, right? I mean, he's still the underdog here. Nobody really would be mad at him if he was to lose. This 1-0 is a massive name, but he's also so close. He's so close to grasping it. Is this now messing with his mind? Sometimes it's something players talk about when they're so close to their goal. Perhaps they can't focus so much anymore. Hopefully not for him. But yeah, if he makes it here, this is what he said before. This is his goal for this whole year, making top 4 at a big tournament.
In the interview up on youtube.com/back2warcraft, by the way, he said that. This entire day, he's been up against the ropes and fighting uphill. No one expected him to take a map off of 1-2-0, and he did. And it was close in the end of winning this. No one expected him to win a human mirror, his by far weakest matchup against Sok, and he did it for the first time of his tournament run with a 2-0 and not going full distance. He keeps on surprising. And today, maybe it is his big day and the big breakout performance. There is a mountain to climb, though, and that mountain sits on the right-hand side of this beautiful, beautiful stage. Chaemiko, did he get some advice from his Korean teammates in the break? Did he just stay there and rest? He certainly thinks about things, and maybe he is feeling the pressure right now.
Also today, the first exhausting days for all players, really. We had matches spread across multiple days previously in the first group stage. Today we have the entirety played out. This is already the third game now for Chaemiko. 1-0. Same for him, of course. He was playing well, playing good, you know, wasn't bad or anything, but not the same level of play that he displayed against Infi. Can he once again find his groove? Can he play so amazingly as he did in the first group stage? If he does, it's going to be extremely tough for Chaemiko.
No
Vetoes.
Northern Isles, no Echo Isles, no TS, no TM. CH, Amazonia, and Last Refuge. Same games as in the winner bracket semi-final, where earlier today as the opening match of this day 6, they faced each other. And it's the same pick, so we start on Last Refuge again. Chaemiko's pick CH, 1-2-0's pick Amazonia. We saw a Mountain King here. Is that out of the question now? Is that revealed?
I think so. 1-2-0 has had a lot of time now to think of these next few maps coming up. He obviously knew the matchup ahead of time, and hopefully he wasn't dwelling on his loss too much, but was thinking of the next step to take. And he should have counterplays lined up in mind. In the MK, he can be a somewhat unreliable hero.
Can 1-2-0 stop the Mountain King, or will we see something entirely different from this young Korean prospect? The most successful player of Gold Leagues, still with the mission of winning his 3rd title and being the first player of winning 3 titles, is under pressure as well. We talked a lot about Chaemiko now. What about 1-2-0? He, I feel, has to change things up a lot. Or, if Chaemiko is the one changing things up, can he play like he wanted to initially earlier today? That's so many questions. Who's opening how?
Yeah, really interesting now, psychologically speaking. How does Chaemiko approach this? Does he think, okay, my MK play is so solid, I can whip it out a second time, even if it doesn't come as much of a surprise as it was the first? It's a little scary, though. Thinking back on the previous game here, he went for the Merc Camp creep first. That is pretty greedy with an MK, especially if you lose the Shadow Priest. There's disaster right off the bat. So,
yeah, the Europeans would definitely punish this. How about 1-2-0? It's a Mountain King again. He relies on the strength of usually the second hero. But no, he mixes it in first. And never change a running system in this regard, I think. This Mountain King carries him throughout the entire tournament.
yeah, true. Like every single game he wins. It's because of Mountain King, kind of. What does he do when he plays against Demon Hunter, I wonder? Maybe he can still make it work. So, DK obviously on the undid side. Ted Fiend opening. We saw very passive play by 120 previously. Is he going to do the same again? I think he can already start off the early game better by blocking the footy with that Acolyte right here. The footy wants to lure out the creeps. Oh, the Acolyte is threatening the Merc Camp purchase. If the Acolyte gets the Shadow Priest, this is absolutely atrocious for Chaemiko. And look at this. He's standing there. He's standing right on top there.
And he should be getting it. He must get it, right?
Yeah. He's got the resources. There we go.
And there we go. This is a lot different from the winner bracket semi-final already. Yes, it gets killed, but the experience goes to the creeps, basically. No experience for Chaemiko, and he can't get the Merc Camp.
It looks like a big waste of gold. 200 gold just died right there, but it's actually worth it. This is so important to the Mountain King.
And early aggression.
DK coming in, looking for some last hits. Creep not quite in kill range yet. Chaemiko playing around it nicely. He's trying to bait it. Yeah. He's putting in some free damage. Chaemiko is doing this well. In the end, though, it does go to the DK with the skeletons. He's actually going for the workers instead, not for the creep. It is worth a lot to keep the MK low level. He is reliant on those level 2s, level 3s. Oh, but the peasants are starting to feel the pain.
Second kill indeed. 50 experience for the DK already.
He denied the skeleton with the other skeleton. Nice little
Okay,
play.
is this the top tier 120 again from this start? It definitely looks like it. 100 experience already.
They got the same amount of experience. That is not what you want when you're Chaemiko.
This game plan absolutely down the drain now.
Yeah, and this is what I said. MK can be strong, but it's not 100% reliable across all stages.
Okay, so maybe it would have been the better idea to mix it up. Don't do the same thing twice against 120, apparently.
Waking up the creeps early with the skeleton. Wants to have more bloodlust on these creeps. It's a lot of footies, a lot of peasants. DK could be threatened with a surround attempt. Oh, playing around the last hits.
There we go. Additional experience to 120. Just 25 experience, 50 experience away from level 2 Mountain King. Oh, pump faking again with the Stormbolt. He gets it, but it was close. And the Footman dies.
Why is he so greedy? He could have just used the Stormbolt, but alright, he retains the mana. DK, damn. Almost level 2, no creeping at all.
Great opening, a Happy-esque opening. I saw in the break, 120 was sitting right next to Happy, like a little bit behind him, watching his games. Happy is grinding since we arrived here 7 hours ago or so. He's just grinding games, like maybe watching some replays, but 120 was taking a little break from playing himself and was just watching. And this looks pretty inspired from the Russian.
One more peasant kill in the main. Boom! That's the level 2 for the DK. Health looking good as well on him. Mana is a little bit low. MK, the first big power spike, is the level 3, and he only becomes stronger after that. Chaemiko, though, having lost some creeps earlier, he's not level 3 yet. So this is all not even close as smooth as it was in their previous game.
He has a lot of mana to work with, and he... How many footies did he lose? 1? Or was it 2? I'm not too sure. So surrounds always an option.
Yeah. But good levels now for 120 as well. Making use of the illusions is Chaemiko here, going for the Merc Camp. Mercenary support. Very welcome on the MK, especially the healing, which is hard to come by. Going for the Berserker and the Shadow Priest.
Also, thinking back of Last Refuge in Series 1, he needed those Mercs to defend the Destroyers. He had nothing else. His tech was way too late, and this tech is even slower, so he's forced to free up this Merc Camp.
He's taking a lot of damage from this as well, by the way. This has been scouted by a skeleton. There might be an opening here.
I think 120 is forcing, focusing level 3.
Yeah.
And then maybe going over.
Lion Horn, once again, very nice. Bit of bonus armor for everything.
That's level 3 for you right here. With 2 Fiends and still the replenishment. Uses it now. He could use, or he used a couple of coils to speed things up, but Chaemiko is under pressure. Healing not cancelled. There we go. Clap early.
Yeah, I really don't know about this clap level 2 choice on level 3. I think so early in the game, Ball will be much better. But if he gets the surround, it is a kill
I
regardless.
think he can
Or
fight
is
out,
it?
right? With the Nova! DK is blocking a little, but okay, he gets out. That was an additional loss for Chaemiko, resulting in one more if he uses the coil. Not willing to do so right now. Or Fiends are actually enough.
And suddenly Chaemiko doesn't have that much standing army left here. 2 tech is coming in. Finally the shop is finished. The blacksmith as well towards the expansion. Oh, the Nova is going to be another kill with a coil follow-up. Easily enough damage there. 1-0 investing a lot of mana here quickly in the mid game, but getting quite a few kills with it as well.
Yeah, coming in with a fresh mind into this series and dominating Last Refuge. There's no other word for it. From minute 2 and 10 seconds on, he was on top of his game. Maybe even earlier.
It all began with the Shadow Priest.
Yeah.
If you don't get the Shadow Priest with the MK, it sucks. Militia coming out now.
Okay.
We have some more Merc support. It's daytime, so now we have the Mud Golem available, which probably should be picked up here. Chaemiko has a lot of gold. Lumber once again a bit of the issue.
But he teched just now and built the rifle house, the blacksmith. So maybe the lumber is normal, but he lost so many peasants. Maybe he has to reproduce a few. And this continues. There's another corpse. He can use another Rod of Necromancy.
Don't lose the tower.
Mass repair. But Nova onto it.
Oh,
reduces
big
this,
mistake.
and the tower is gone. Oof.
Mud
Free
Golem.
reign.
Mud Golem comes in now, but again, this was like a solid 10 seconds late. We have slow.
Is it exhaustion?
And slow plus level 2 Stormbolt is great kill potential,
Yeah.
but he's got the clap instead, which again, I don't believe is
Also,
the right choice.
like, a minute and a half ago, he had a good amount of footmen to threaten the surrounds. Now it's 3, and one of them is halfway dead.
Yeah, 1-0. He was ready for this MK now. He was considering the option and had the counterplay ready. The tower is gone. Peasants keep on dying. Level 2 now for the Lich. Might be Frost Armor here to make the kills even harder. There it is. And the clap. It's just not enough damage.
Yeah, that's a rare thing to say, but I agree. But he has a mana potion. Big investment with the additional gold he had, but 1-0 splits are so good. Clap is not really threatening here anymore, as he can only get like 1 or 2 targets at the same time. 1-0 with an additional Fiend turns around. Supply lead for the Undead, level lead for the Undead, and no tower again. Destroyer upgrade just started.
5 Fiends here. Heavy on the Fiends. Kind of like Happy played it before as well against Sock. And of course one statue in the back for constant healing. 1-0 could be going for a third hero now, easily has the resource, only almost 800 gold, could go for a third hero plus the orb instantly.
Yeah. Maybe the orb is already bought and carried over. Is it a Blood Mage again?
Yeah.
Okay, just sorry.
Blood Mage in the double barracks rifle play. Something at the tavern, this must be the third hero now for 1-2-0, probably the Dark Ranger.
Yeah.
There it is.
There are so many workers.
Does he have Black Arrow first? Would make sense, I believe.
Yeah, it's not really threatening here, this Mountain King. No level 4.
And Chaemiko's taking so many losses.
Yeah.
It just seems like he's not able to catch a break.
Unbelievable how 1-0 is able to oppress him.
It seems like Silence first, also going to be very useful against this Blood Mage, against the Siphon. Boom, there it is.
It wasn't too much mana. On
Coil
level 1.
Nova.
Oh, right click needs a potion. Can he get there in time? Uses the clap. Mountain King so close.
Ooh. He actually didn't have the gold there.
Yeah,
He was too short.
Now he does. Everything
Nova.
is piled up, but Coil Nova should be ready in a second. Silence on this Mountain King. TP out dodges the coil.
He
But
knows
just
where he's TPing.
reposition- yeah.
He sees where he's looking.
Yep.
He's basically, right there. Nova, focus fire, and the MK is dead with 1 or 2 more swipes. First hero down, that's it, GG. How different a game can look.
If you know what's coming, if you can prepare for it, this man destroys you. He's back in dominating shape. This is what happened to Infi.
And I think I just discovered a new slight imbalance on this map, spawn position-wise. In the bottom, at the Merc camp, you can walk the Acolyte into the back without it getting attacked. I don't think you can do that on the other side.
Okay. I'm not too sure if that was like game deciding, but yeah, certainly a
That-
little advantage.
That Shadow Priest was a massive deal
yeah,
in the early game.
that's true. Just walked in there. But yeah, he was there, he was ready, he was harassing, he was not giving Chaemiko the time for that camp. He was constantly picking up units, he was rising so fast to level 3. He was just doing everything correctly.
And Chaemiko was too low on footies as well. This is such a big strength of the early level 3 MK. You can get boots, but you don't have to get boots. Get the level 2 Stormbolt, and then with 6 footies, you can threaten surrounds so much, one after the next. Also a bit of an earlier shop I would have liked. Getting the Merc camp is understandable. You want the healing.
It's necessary.
You want the mercenaries. It took him a long time though. And that's the thing. If you don't get this Merc camp creep first, it's so hard to go for it later on. Because you can't really call militia anymore. You need them for the lumber.
That is an interesting match for sure now. What will happen next? It is Chaemiko's map choice now. It is, what is it? Northern, right?
We have Concealed still,
yes,
and
CH,
Amazonia,
CH.
I think? No.
Amazonia's 1-2-0's pick, so CH is next.
Yeah.
Will he play this the same style as before, again? Or is it time to change something drastically?
I mean, what else can you play though? I think Chaemiko is a player who is really reliant on the expansion most of the time.
Yeah. And I like him, Mountain King. He should, I guess, go for Stormbolt level 2 though. Especially if you're so far behind. Clap, you don't have to follow up damage, I feel.
Yeah.
You need the Stormbolt to get these kills, or at least to threaten a town portal and surround, to threaten a surround and force a town portal. And let him move back to buy the time. That Clap, don't like it too much there.
Yeah, Clap has been oftentimes seemingly his game winner. But in the mid-game against Undead, especially against Fiends, these high-value targets, Stormbolt is so good. If he goes for really high amounts of footies instead, he can just with the Stormbolt, just to ensure the surround, and then he has the damage from the footies, but he never really got to those footman numbers.
Because 1-2-0 didn't allow it. And even if you do that, you will feed the undead as well, because these footmen will die.
Yeah.
And you need the money for mercenaries as well, because you know destroyers are coming.
It's always a really hard balance with human. Footies are really good early on to buy time and decent fighters to a certain point. But once there's triple hero or destroyers, footmen are completely useless. So how many do you make? Until what point? How much do you invest? How many is going to be a worthwhile investment? Really hard to get the perfect call there.
Okay, he has to do it better on Concealed Hills. Will this Group A be decided with 2 Chinese winners? TH already through the winner bracket. 1-2-0 is 1 map away to follow. One of the 6 S's. Chaemiko still on the way there. And his tournament life is on the line. He's been in this situation before, where he was under pressure against Fly. Now, do or die. Chaemiko versus 1-2-0 map 2. Chaemiko's map choice. Will he survive this and go into another full-length series?
And how confident is he still in his MK first? So, we saw MK first from him plenty of times now today. Repeating the strat on LR didn't work out at all. Playing MK first on this map, in my opinion, seems even more sketchy than last Refuge. So, does he feel he can still make it work against 1-2-0? Or is 1-2-0 now too ready? Has he had enough time to do his homework, to do his prep work? It looked like he was extremely ready on LR. Yeah. LR is a map that's been around for a long time, where you usually know the possible openings of your opponent and their race and the proper responses that you can go for. Concealed has been in our map pool for quite a while now as well, that's true, but not as long as LR, certainly, and we certainly haven't seen as many MK first games here. Is it the MK?
Archmage, it is. As in the first series. I thought for a split second, how about a Blood Mage Flamestrike Zeppelin drops? We've seen this from another legendary human from Korea, Reprisal, and maybe that would be a way to throw 1-2-0 off, because it's something completely different.
Yeah.
But
wouldn't have minded that.
it's do or die. Like, it's such a risky strategy.
Yeah.
If you get caught once, game's over.
It's also hard here on Concealed.
Yeah.
Relies on an expansion. Don't have Watch Elementals to block. Everything's going to be poisoned. Suddenly ghouls come in. Scary, scary. I think LR could have been a decent Blood Mage map, but on the highest level against Undead, usually it doesn't work. However, also normally MK first doesn't work, but that did work before. Didn't work here though, although it seemed like Chaemiko had the lead. No, we're going with AM now. Is it going to be one base play? Is it going to be the Infi and TH style? That would be rifles into tier 3 rush. No expansion, just one base, trying to get high level triple hero with inner fire rifles. Or is it going to be Expo?
Didn't work for Infi, worked really well for 120 for TH.
Yeah. And I think 120 has actually been inspired by Happy. Look at this.
Yeah.
Level 1 DK
Again.
aggression coils in his face.
I mean, he did that before, after losing the first map, I think. He switched it up. Not on CH, though. That was on Amazonia.
Yeah, and he still went for creeping 1 camp first.
Yeah.
And then level 1.7 aggression.
But yeah, this is 0 experience DK harass.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's always a good thing against opponents who are not that experienced or might be more nervous than you in a game. To not let them unfold, to not let them get into the game. And that's exactly what it is. Like 4 grand finals for 120, 0. Like this is the first playoffs for Chaemiko.
So interesting how the game style completely changed by both these guys.
Yeah.
120 much more aggressive this time around. Chaemiko, 1 basing, no expansion. Tech it is.
Alright, not level 2 yet. Would love to get some of these skeletons, but they are in good control, they're in good hands.
Tech should be faster here by 120, but not by too much. Human tech should still be somewhat comparable. One really nice move that TH pulled off earlier was the Ogre Lord snag right away.
Yeah.
It seems that one is a little bit easier to do though on the top spawning position. Harder, I believe, to surround that one behind the tavern in the bottom part. With the Stormbolt, of course, still dual, but ideally you want to do that before the MK even comes out.
Again, the little null's been taken out. That takes a long time to go there. And from that on, where do you really go? Shop, crabs, harass? I don't know. At least he got level 2. 120 immediately capitalizing from the absence of his opponents on the map.
Yeah.
Steals the turtles.
Also a valuable camp to take for the Undead for the reason that then the Militia solo can't creep it anymore. Making it even harder for the AM to get his way towards level 3. No Tomes of Experience here anymore. They have been removed in 1.31. Agility it is instead. DK gets one more Lacid right there with the Murloc. So now one more footy kill should be his level 2. But they're being well protected. And finally, the Cloak of Shadows is coming into play.
Yeah, it's nighttime though. It's not the new feature that the cloak can be used on daytime. But we're getting there. We're getting there. And he could prevent some damage, walks it off now. But he needs to focus on some levels as well. Without aura, not doable really. And just one Fiend still scouting. Could be a surround or could be a block.
Yeah, for a second there I also thought Footy's on the high ground, perhaps surrounding the Fiend. Chaemiko amazing at these small army micro moves. Micro control as the Koreans call it.
Lich and Rush to tier 3 once more. 120 completely out of lumber. Can't build the slaughterhouse right now. Chaemiko should arrive on tier 2 in a second as well. And then, if that's not a Mountain King, it is.
Lumber pretty low here for Chaemiko. Tier 2 expansion not really feasible right now.
Yeah, but just like Sanctum just came up, Mountain King just was produced. It cost a lot.
Going towards the next green camp. It is somewhat predictable. Footy, Scout, Sacrifice to learn the whereabouts of the opponent. This should be level 3 AM, right? I believe. Yeah, it is.
Inventory pretty poor, but there's a lot of stuff left on the map. 120 already going for the shop. And the Mountain King, kind of finding him, but a little too late. Wand of Illusion, lots of skeletons, 3 Fiends. Can the Stormbolt get one of them? Ooh. bolts the illusion.
Out of the 2 DKs, that was the one not in the group. I don't know, wasn't that kind of obvious? But alright. Gets the last hit there. That was pretty nice for the Stormbolt.
150 mana already invested.
Yeah, true. Not too easy to trade right now. Water Elemental is more experienced, getting the DK closer to 3 and the Lich to 2. Wow, he's very quick to level 2. Almost there already.
7 minutes, yeah. Rifles are coming. Chaemiko, more creeping, but this is punish. No, 1-0 moves back into his base, just confirms where his opponent is. He's not doing the middle. Both go for the laboratories.
Nice illusion usage. Level 3 MK here is essential. It's a turning point of this matchup. So I like the solo creeping being done by Chaemiko. Big consumables here. Big invols, big mana pots, especially big mana pots, the dream items.
Scroll the beast for the human. Still waiting for the undead. Bigger healing and the tier 3. Little transition on tier 2 for the rifles casters, and then up to the big upgrades that makes humans. Oh,
Crypt Lord returning.
Crypt Lord returning indeed. We've seen this against Infi on this map.
He's trying for the surround. Oh, he's trying to block as well. 1-0 is with the illusion against the surround. And how is this big boy so slippery?
Despite the Stormbolts not working, and now 1-0 knows. And 1-0 has a lot of damage here, and he gets this one for basically free. What a steal.
Oh my god, it's the cloak. The cloak for the Crypt Lord. That's the dream.
And another steal with the Nova, and another kill with the coil. Things are spiraling out of control.
This strat is hard to make work. It worked for TH, the best player in the world, but not even Infi
Level 3
could make it work here. Level 3 Lich
so
already. Yeah.
Sick.
And the MK. Look at the level 1 Stormbolt.
It's ridiculous.
Tickle damage. Tickle damage is what that is.
And there's a lot of coils, and there's the statue untouched in the back. Things are really not looking good for the Korean. Even picking up the tome. Twitch chat, how happy are you right now?
Crypt Lord coming in. Everything's lined up for the Impale.
Could be a greeting for the Militia, but no, he's waiting for it for a nuke. Maybe on this Mountain King. Does he have a Coil Nova Impale ready? Here's the first one. Misses the Mountain King. Gets the rest though. DK with a lot of damage on him. Scroll of the Beast basically wasted. There's another Impale. The spell on the Scroll. He's just executing the units.
He's King Crimsoning right now.
Wow, that potion. A split second before the hammer arrived.
Yep. Oh my. Chaemiko's getting outplayed right now. There's another Impale ready. He's waiting for them to line up.
It was a weak one.
That's a channeling spell, buddy. You don't want to move right after using it. You have to tell him about that after the game. But he's owning this fight so hard. Oh my god.
Many coils remaining.
How does he have so much mana?
I don't know, man. GG! Ooh, there was a little shame. Hides his head behind his hands, but 1-0 follows TH. The Chinese were too strong for the 2 Koreans here. Yeah, that is disappointment right there. Keep your head up, buddy. You are the most entertaining player of this tournament, and what a gigantic step forward you made in just half a year. The S's are too strong for you.
Favorites prevail at the end of the day. TH not really challenged in this group, continues to be insanely strong. 1-0 though. First match against Chaemiko. That was very strong. That was, well, very close, I should say. Very strong by Chaemiko, and 1-0 there. Had to work hard, just barely making it through. 1-0 kind of without chances against TH, but in the lower bracket finds his footing again and finds his correct plays, finds his right strats again, finds the good openings as well, thank goodness. Knows how to play correctly once more, and yeah, why are you playing concealed, humans? Like, I know this strat looks cool, this tier 3 rifle stuff. If it works out, oh, look at me, I can play one base rifle tier 3. But you kind of have to be TH, it seems, to make it work.
Yeah, Infi on a great day can do it as well. Apart from that, I haven't seen it work from anybody else. This is so crazy how many things have to go right for you. And that just wasn't happening for Chaemiko. Like, not at all. Didn't get the kills, really. 1-0 was there. He was a little scared, a little shaky in his moves. Didn't get the surrounds or anything. Nothing really worked there. And then if you give a little bit of an advantage to 1-2-0. Oh boy, did he tear him apart in that fight.
Yeah.
That was scary to everyone who joins him. He will face the winner of Group B. That could be the dream match, of course, of 1-2-0 versus Happy. A lot of people are looking forward to that. A lot of people will say, oh, Undead Mirror, blah, blah, but you know, the names make the appeal in that regard. TH will face the runner-up, and whoever is the runner-up, he will have nightmares going into Sunday.
And how many cool matchups this is going to be? TH versus Ro8, TH versus Moon, TH versus Happy, also TH versus Focus, the rematch.
The
like
rematch.
there's
How much did
only
Focus
good
learn
matchups.
from the group stage match? Exactly. This is unbelievable. This is an unbelievable tournament. We're going into the last stage. We have 2 more days here in Shanghai. 2 Chinese were in the top 8, 2 Chinese are in the top 4.
The heavy hitters here are convincing, especially TH, man. I'm looking forward to the game, though, where he suddenly struggles, where he suddenly feels, whoa,
What happens if
I'm
he
behind.
loses? What
I'm behind.
happens if he loses a map?
Yeah, we haven't even seen his comeback potential yet.
I think today against 1-2-0 on CH,
Ah, yes, true.
that was the
Kind of.
first time, but still, the 3 X are 8-0. This is an unbelievable performance. This is the last day with the last stage with best of 3, and the last stage with double elimination. So for TH and 1-2-0, everything will be single elim and best of 5. 1-2-0, a little bit of a harder task here today. Losing a map to Chaemiko and having to go to the lower bracket, but in the end, when it's about elimination, he was there. Tomorrow, can there be much more hype? I don't know. Moon versus Ro8 to start the day. An unbelievable. The best 2 Night Elves facing each other. There's no question about that anymore. Happy versus Focus. The never-ending Jera Cup final is happening in 2019. Offline in China.
So cool. Micro battle par excellence right there. High-level heroes, tier 3. And who knows what's going to happen in the Night Elf Mirror? I don't even know. What is the meta nowadays? We're going to find out tomorrow.
It's going to be Bears, and maybe Moon pulls out the talents again against that. I wouldn't be surprised to see that at all. The stage with a beautiful Snowkiss and 1-2-0 looks a little relieved. Newbie, 1 out of 3 players in the top 4. Lin, of course, eliminated. Ro8 could follow tomorrow. The lone rogue warrior TH is still alive, of course, as well. Winners say goodbye to WGL, but they can be hella proud about their new signings that they just picked up a couple of weeks before this tournament.
Yeah. The miracle doesn't quite come true. Sok or Chaemiko don't quite make it in the top 4, but they were so close, man. They can be proud of themselves. This is going to be an achievement on their resume, and next WGL or whatever tournaments lie ahead of them, we may have to take them more seriously for top contention. If they can improve on their performance a little bit more, they're going to be heavy hitters themselves, able to challenge the greatest in the world. 1-2-0. Yeah, looking truly relieved, making to the top 4. TH and 1-2-0 has to be remembered. Last WGL, very disappointing.
Both eliminated in the group
Yeah.
stage.
Which was a shock back then.
Yeah. It was a little weird due to the round-robin format that we couldn't really broadcast the games where they were eliminated, but that was insane. Oh, actually for 1-2-0 we had that against Focus. That was pretty sick. But yeah, they didn't seem to care too much on that day, but you can feel that they put in a lot of work and that they are different beasts than they were half a year ago.
Yeah. 1-2-0 showing signs of brilliance here once again in his last best of 3 today. Said, by the way, that he definitely wants to make it to the final day, to the top 4. He has done that now. And with that, first time in a long time having a deep run at WGL again. Would have been the sole beacon of undead hope once again, but it's different this year because Happy is here, and Happy is going to have a chance tomorrow. We may actually have 2 undeads in the top 4, which has absolutely never happened before at WGL.
1-2-0's best performance since GCS Summer 2017, where he claimed the championship. Afterwards, he was eliminated in the group stage by Romantic, then lost in the